A little boy was in the hospital with his mom. The little boy saw how sad his mom was, and one day he decided to ask God for help. Here you will find motivational, inspirational and some religious videos to help you through your everyday life. Remember to subscribe and like our videos to get the best out of our channel. The bond that they share is something truly special and unique. A mother's love for her child is said to be the purest form of love that exists in this world. And when you see a mother taking care of her child, you can't help but feel a sense of warmth and happiness. It's just amazing. He said, God, please take me instead of my mom. She's too young to die. The boy's cries were heartbreaking, and seeing him in so much pain made his heart break as well. But then he remembered what his wife had told him before her surgery. She had asked him to take care of their son and make sure that he knew that she loved him very much. So he knew that the best thing he could do was to honor his wife's wishes and try to make their son feel better. Like in the case of this little boy who had to grow up without his mother because of an unexpected event that happened in the hospital. There were flowers everywhere, as well as trees, bushes and plants. It was like a little piece of paradise on earth. His dad took his hand and said, "This is the place I wanted to show you. I know your mom would have loved it here." Then he explained to him that his mom had always loved nature and that this garden was one of her favorite places in the world. She had told him many times that if anything ever happened to her, he should bring their son here because it would make her happy knowing that he was there, how they fell in love and how happy they were. When they found out they were going to have a baby, this place was beautiful and he could feel his mom's presence all around him. Overwhelmed with gratitude and love for his mother, he decided to become a doctor specializing in pediatrics and oncology. Despite facing a difficult decision with no easy answers, she chose to follow her heart and prioritize the well-being of her baby. Her son's decision to become a doctor and fight for children's rights is a powerful tribute to her memory and a reminder of the impact a mother's love can have on her child's life. He wanted to dedicate his life to helping other children and fighting for their right to access healthcare and treatment. Inspired by his mother's unwavering love and selflessness, he became a fierce advocate for change, working tirelessly to improve the lives of children around the world. Through his work, he was able to honor his mother's memory and make her proud. He felt her love and he knew that she was watching over them. At that moment, he understood that his mom might be gone, but her spirit was still alive in this place and in his heart. If you have a similar story or a different one that you would like to share with us, please comment below. Your stories matter and we are here to listen and learn from your experiences. Once again, thank you for watching and we look forward to hearing from you. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to receive notifications about our latest videos. A woman once found herself in a situation where she had to choose between her own life and the life of her son. She was terminally ill and her only hope for survival was a risky experimental treatment that would take several months to complete. However, during this time, she was breastfeeding her 6-month-old baby and the treatment would interfere with her ability to produce breast milk. She agonized over the decision, knowing that if she chose to pursue the treatment, her baby would have to be weaned and put on formula. On the other hand, if she decided to continue breastfeeding, she would likely die. Ultimately, she chose to follow her heart and continue breastfeeding her baby, sacrificing her own life for the sake of her child's health and well-being. He told him all the good things his mom had taught him and all the things she would want him to remember about her. They sat down on a bench and talked about all the good times they had spent with his mom, as well as all the new adventures they were going to have together. The boy learned that even though his mom was no longer with them physically, she would always be with them spiritually. He also learned that the love between a mother and her son is the strongest bond that exists in this world and that no one can ever break it. And as he was telling these stories, he noticed that his son's tears began to slow down and he even started smiling a little bit. Even in the face of death, that bond cannot be broken. It also reminds us to cherish the time we spend with our loved ones and to create lasting memories with them. By doing so, we can keep their memory alive in our hearts forever. This kid's mom was sick and she had to be taken to the hospital, but this little boy didn't know what was happening, and when he woke up, he felt a lot better. His dad had stayed by his side the whole night and he was so grateful for that. He knew that his dad was sad too, but he also knew that his dad was trying his best to be strong for him, so he kept asking his mom if she was dying, and when she heard those innocent questions from her little boy, it broke her heart even more. Sometimes he would ask his dad if he could visit her in heaven, but his dad always told him that he didn't think that was possible. One day, however, his dad told him that they were going on a trip and that they would be gone for a few days. The boy was excited because he hadn't been on a trip with his dad since his mom died. Then the next morning, the boy woke up and he found that the bed was empty. They were both silent for a while until suddenly the boy spoke up and asked his dad if they were going to visit mom in heaven. His dad looked at him and smiled. "No, sweetheart," he said, "we're not going to visit your mom. We are going to see a very special place that I know she would have loved for us to see together." The boy was confused, but he didn't ask any more questions. But it wasn't his mom's bed that was empty. It was his bed that was empty. When they told her son that his mom had gone to heaven, he couldn't understand what they were saying. All he knew was that he would never be able to see his mom again. He felt so much pain and sadness that he started crying non-stop. welcome to our channel. Your daily habit for a better life. She explained to him that she would have to go to sleep for a while and that he wouldn't be able to wake her up. But before going under anesthesia, she promised her son that she would come back to him as soon as possible. Little did she know that this would be the last thing she would ever say to her son. Now let's begin the story. When you think about the love between a mother and her son, it's hard not to get all emotional. However, sometimes, life can be really unfair and it can take away the precious moments that we spend with our loved ones. She tried her best to hide the truth from him, but when she was getting ready to go into surgery, she finally had to tell him the truth. During the surgery, something went wrong and despite the doctor's best efforts, she passed away. At first, his dad tried to comfort him and tell him that everything would be okay, but he didn't know what to do. He sat down next to him and started telling him stories about the first time he laid eyes on his mom, how they met. After a while, he went to sleep. It was the first time he had slept since his mom had been taken away from him. As the days went by, the little boy began to accept the fact that his mom would never come back, but he still missed her a lot. They got in the car and started driving. When they arrived at their destination, he couldn't believe his eyes. They were standing in front of a beautiful garden. The boy looked around him and realized that his dad was right. From that day on, the boy and his dad visited the garden every week. This touching story teaches us that the love between a mother and her son is one of the most powerful forces in the world. So my friends, what did you learn from this story? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Now let's look at the main point of this story. Years later, now a teenager, her son learned about her selfless sacrifice and the difficult choice she had made. This story is a testament to the extraordinary lengths a mother will go to protect her child. We hope you enjoyed the story and the message it conveys.